Hey, Lisa.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Hello.
Hi, Veronica. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Let me see if I can get my video to work here. There we go. Now I'm alive. I always feel like a poster child when it's just my face there. Did you have a good holiday weekend?
We did. We just stayed home.
Yeah, we did the same. Nice to stay home and have nice weather, right? The first
Yeah,
day of the season. It was wonderful.
yeah. My son and I tried to go golfing, and we got rained on, so we had to leave.
Oh no.
The guy poured, so we had to leave. But otherwise, it was fine.
Wow. I still haven't made it out yet. My guy has been out like 3 times. And I'm like, if you go one more time without me, we have a problem. I'm going to hide your clubs. They're going to be in my car and not his car.
Yeah, we've been playing about 3 times a week, so we've been getting it.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
At least until the tennis courts open up, then we'll try to mix it up a bit.
Okay. All right. I'm hoping maybe we
Email
have
is
time this weekend. So
forward
Yeah.
to the
we'll
Yeah,
see
we're gonna
how
play
that.
18 holes. We're gonna do
district
18
as
holes
a municipal center.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We hope to play 18. We'll see. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like Saturday. We're going to try our best to get 18 in, but we'll have fun trying.
Yeah, we're gonna try some. Are you a big golfer?
Right. I used to play more. I a late starter in life. I started probably 10, 15 years ago, then gave it up and then started back about 7 years ago and got really addicted really quick.
Yeah.
Then a couple of rainy seasons and a busy work schedule, I didn't have the opportunity to go as much. I think I played 3 times last year.
Yeah.
And we're not, the longer you wait, the worse you get. So I get out there.
This is only our 3rd year playing. We just started about 3
Oh,
years ago.
really?
So we have in Sylvania, we have Highland Meadows Golf Club, which we belong to. It's a really nice.
Okay.
So yeah, if you play, it's definitely a worthwhile opportunity. And
Okay.
it's literally
It's a district, right?
about 2 minutes from Northview High School.
Oh, nice. So it's real
Yeah.
close.
It is. It's
Yep.
very close. Yeah.
My guy belongs to Red Tail in Avon, and it's a real challenging course. I'll just say it's narrow, it's houses, it's trees. Johnny Manziel used to live there. I hit his house every time on the 3rd hole. And people used to say you're doing it on purpose, and I'm like, I'm really not. But 3rd hole, that house, Johnny Manziel, every time. So
And it's in Sylvania.
I think it was Freudian.
Yeah.
I think it was Freudian. How's everyone doing? Everybody else who joined, how was graduation? I just teared up from South Euclid Lyndhurst. We had ours virtually. I was tearing up, goosebumps, honestly. It gets me every time.
It went well. I was there from 10 to 11, and I thought it went really, really well. Very organized, and just nice job by folks.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's good to hear. I'll be there on Friday, so I'll see some of you then. I'm going to pop in.
Cool.
I'm in my basement, so it's really cold down here.
You need a blanket, Ruslan.
Seriously, I kicked to the basement.
We just waiting on Greg, looks like.
Tim.
Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go.
So Shannon and Ruslan, were you home when that storm hit?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was driving down Boynton. A tree limb fell into my windshield and shattered it.
Oh,
No way.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
no. Well, I'm glad you didn't get hurt though.
Thank you. Yeah, it started in the upper corner, so it was about this big, and it came flipping out of the sky when the hail started, hit it in the corner and sent it shattering all through the middle of the thing. I turned around, came back down. He's like, what? I go, I need to change cars because my windshield's broken. He thought I was joking. I'm like, nope.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
glad you're okay. Jeez.
Yeah. But for about 20 minutes there, it was silly weather for sure.
Oh yeah, we
Mhm.
had big size hail.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
a lot of hail.
Yeah,
Greg, we
luckily.
don't see you yet.
What?
Greg,
Oh, there. How's that?
that's better.
There he is.
All right, now we're just waiting on Tim.
Here.
Yes. What?
Tim's here.
Tim's here?
Yes, I admitted him.
How come I can't see him?
Tim, are you
Yeah, I
in?
can either.
I can see Tim.
He's not in.
I
I admitted him.
I mean, I'm looking at the participants and there's only 9 and he's not one of them.
There's 10.
On mine, now there's 10.
Yeah.
There it
he
is.
Tim in?
I'm in.
Tim's in.
Okay, and it's 7 o'clock, so we can start. Going to call the May 26th, 2020 Sylvania Board of Education meeting to order. And I want to point out that anybody who wants to participate, public participation, should email district@sylvaniaschools.org to indicate your interest in public participation. And with that, if you'll call the roll, please, Lisa.
Vicki Donovan Lyle,
Here.
Julie Hoffman,
Here.
Shannon Sapersky,
Here.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Here.
Greg Feller.
here.
Okay. We don't have a flag, so we'll just forego that because we can, right? We're not required to, it doesn't make it a meeting, right?
We do have a
We-
flag. It's not
Oh,
under
we do have-
district. Do you
Huh?
see it?
I see it now over your shoulder. So we'll sit and say the pledge,
know
I
a flag.
guess.
That's not an American flag.
The
So-
Ohio
no.
flag.
The Ohio flag.
You
Oh.
gotta turn your video, Lisa.
Do you guys see somebody by the name of District as a window in there? Did you let me in?
Oh, we don't. Lisa can.
All right, hang on. Lisa's looking to see.
Nope, you're not in.
I am now.
No?
I'm in.
We can hear her. We can't see her.
Hmm.
Cheryl, are you trying to be seen?
Well, I
Yes.
was, but we could just turn yours just as easy.
Yep, we'll just turn mine.
All right.
Okay. So we probably got to stand because I think you can't sit and say the pledge probably. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So this would be the first opportunity for public participation for items that are on this evening's agenda.
Anyone for public participation?
And
I just-
not being aware of any at this point, Lisa, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you. You're not in. I don't see you.
Waiting.
No one's in the waiting room.
Do it with your screen.
I hope so. Okay. I would like to ask the board to approve on a consent agenda basis.
Let me see.
Items 3.2 to 3.4. 3.2 is the treasurer's report for the month ending April 30th, 2020. 3.3, minutes of previous meetings. The April 8th meeting, special meeting, April 13th, work session, April 22nd, special meeting, and April 27th, the regular meeting. All members were present. And then item 3.4, agreement with HPC for their part in administering the Ohio Medicaid School Program for fiscal year 2021.
I'll move approval on a consent agenda basis, items 3.2 through 3.4.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? It's a lot of meetings, Lisa.
Yes.
Okay. If you'll call the roll, please.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Greg Feller.
Yes.
The next item is item 3.5, the availability of funds for then and now invoices in excess of $3,000.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any comments or questions? I think this is the one I have to abstain on, Lisa.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Julie
All right, if
Hoffman,
you,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
abstain.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
and Shannon Sapersky.
Yes.
The next item is the 5-year forecast. And I will go ahead and do a short presentation prior to the approval. Can everyone see the smartboard?
Well, it's not great.
Okay,
Oh,
let me work my technical magic.
You just have Cheryl stand there with the camera right in front of it. I don't know.
You see it now? Is it better?
Lisa,
Better
can
than what?
you just share the PowerPoint on your computer?
Better than it was 5 minutes ago.
Yes. And
You can
yes.
go up and pin her picture to the screen also.
yeah, that. Can we get it to overlay the agenda or no?
Yeah, can you do the shared screen thing?
That's way bad. That's better.
Yikes, we'll never be able to see numbers, guys.
No, but we all have it, right? Unless,
Right.
Yeah.
Is it attachment?
but for anybody watching,
I've got it up. Could I share my screen?
Oh, I'm in the dark. Well, you know what? We're gonna just turn the lights on. I'll just get through it.
yeah, can you share your screen?
You host it. You can either share it there
Oh,
or
can't
give
now.
me the ability to share. Okay, hold on. Technical changes here.
Carol and I are getting pretty good at this. I just sent it to you in your email. Your Cheryl email. But I still need. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be glad when we go back to a normal meeting.
Me too.
Yeah.
I never thought I would say that. Can you see it now?
Nope.
Karen, can you undisable me?
How do I disable you? Undisable you.
Down in Zoom. Try the other one.
Did everyone have the most fun today at graduation?
The other,
Yes.
Yeah,
it was
it was
the
neat.
other picture on Zoom.
Those families were super happy.
And
Mhm.
meeting
It was
controls.
nice. Beautiful day too outside for all the pictures.
Oh yeah.
Sure was.
The very last one today was Jim
Maybe I'm
Huss and his daughter. And
Oh,
so,
really?
so
I
he got to give her the.
I don't know if I'm Cheryl or if I'm just.
thing. Oh, she started crying. He almost started crying. I almost started
Aw.
crying. I'm like, oh my gosh.
More.
Those are the
Super
best.
cool.
Cute.
No, it's
Yeah.
very
And
touching.
you can make me host and then I can do that and then we can switch it back.
It was amazing how many tassels fell off when they tried to.
Oh my God.
So many.
Yeah.
How many did you have to redo where they were like going, what do I do with this?
We redid about 5 of them. I think. That was it.
Yeah.
5 minutes. So if you lose me for a few minutes, that's why. It's saying it's going to be restarting in 5 minutes. I'm trying to figure out how to not restart it. You might be losing me for a little bit until it restarts. I'm not sure what's going on.
Hey, do you see it now?
We
Yeah.
do.
Yes, we do.
Paused. Okay. All right, so we'll start with the sources of revenue over time. As you can see, I don't know if you can see me, but I'm gonna have to stand up so I can do this. If you look from 2019 to 2024, our real estate revenue is going up. It will be more of a larger percentage in 2024 than it was in 2019. Our state funding will be, yep, you can't see it. I've got it.
You guys can't see the numbers, can you?
Yeah, it looks, yeah, you can't see the numbers. It looks really good from my end.
So if you click on the 3 dots in Lisa's box and then go to pin video, it pulls up hers as the full video. You can see a little bit.
Yeah, we can't see it there either, though.
Oh, I
know-
meant the other people, the other, like,
Oh, the other people,
the
yeah.
other board members.
Yeah.
Hey, Shannon, that's not working for me. It's just keeping it real small on the side. It doesn't put it.
Yeah, for me too. It's not working for me either.
I think we can do that if she stops sharing her screen, then we can do it.
You want me to stop sharing?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. We'll stop sharing. I'm
There,
still gonna go
so
through it.
now if we can, let me try it now. Yeah, that works.
Can you see it?
Yeah, if I pin it, I can see your screen.
How about now? You see that?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, that's good.
What?
No,
What's your-
it'll be fine. It'll be
Okay.
fine. Okay.
Julie,
Okay.
go to the box where Lisa is. And there are 3 buttons in the top right-hand side, a blue, and click on that and then go to pin video.
Okay.
And it should pull her video up.
Oh, yay.
Okay, you see it? All right.
Yes,
Can we super?
thank you.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Shannon. So as we see, we look at the revenue sources over time, and in 2019 compared to 2024, we see a larger percentage in real estate and my favorite, public utility, personal property. It's so small, but it's so mighty. And then our state funding is shrinking, and we know why it's shrinking. It's because of the shortfall that we learned about a couple weeks ago. And then over time, you know, we can see that in 2017 and 18, 2016, we passed a levy. 2017 was first collection. 2018 was full collection of that levy. And then down to 19 was just flat funding. Not much difference from 2018 to 19, fairly flat. And then 2020, our revenue drops off because of the state funding reduction. We lost some revenue in Medicaid reimbursement, interest income, those types of revenue sources. In 2021, we're expecting that to fall again with the state funding, interest income, Medicaid reimbursement. And then 2022, hopefully, we'll come back up with our state funding. Not what we were expecting at the beginning of 2020, but probably the reduced rate in 2020 after the reduction. And again, this is a guess. I have no idea what's going to happen with the state funding. The only thing that we can look to, and we don't have the data, is the tax receipts moving forward. But since we're not out of COVID fully, we're not going to have really good economic data to anticipate when we'll come back to somewhat of a normal environment. The real estate collections seem to go from 2018. Remember, we had that change in the tax law. So real estate taxes were not able to be taken off after 2018. So we had it front loaded and we dropped off in 2019 because of that, but it was equaled out. And then in 2020, I anticipated that commercial property at 5700 Monroe Street would fall off. Not only did it not fall off, but we received tax revenue in addition. So right now, it's pending. It was sent to the state on May 18th. We will have to refund $1.8 million for this parcel, and then we'll have a tax loss in 2021, assuming that it's approved as an exempt property. And that tax loss is right around $522.25, between $522 and $525,000. So that's a $2.3 million swing next year. But the different piece about this is in 2019, we had a $15 million new construction aggregate that came on the tax abstract. And normally I look to see on the tax abstract if there's any big properties that would give me an indication that it's a nonprofit being taxed as new construction, but that will go to exempt. There's a lot of little properties, which would obviously, a lot of those will go to exempt, but there's a lot that will stay on. But what that looks like, I'm not quite clear yet because I just received the information this morning. I do know that over $4 million is legit. Those properties went from exempt onto the tax abstract, and that's about $200,000 of new revenue because of the commercial no instruction. Now, once we get into the November forecast, I'll have a better idea of how much of that 15 million assessed value is sustainable moving forward. If all of it was sustainable, it'd be over $600,000. But we know that it's not, but a good chunk could be. Public utility personal property, my personal favorite. And the reason why is my personal favorite is because any increase is taxed at the full voted tax rate. So 81.8 mils it's taxed at. So in fiscal year 20, we saw a 6.4% increase from 21 to 23. I'm estimating a 3% increase, with 2024 at a 1% increase. We've seen several years of growth. So eventually we will see a pullback and this property depreciates. State funding. Back in October or November, I guess it's November now since they changed the deadline, I went through the differences between this year's funding versus last year's funding. So we can throw all of that out the window because we're not only frozen, we were reduced. We are still receiving enrollment growth funding and student success and wellness. But overall, we're reduced. So in October, I talked about how we compared to the year before. And the year before, from last year to the year before, we received a 2.45% increase for $470,000. And this is essentially just a cost of living. So it helps us keep up with regular increases that all school districts experience, an increase in operating expenses. So I demonstrated this or explained this back in November because I wanted to show you that we received less in this budget than we did last budget.
Can you let Ruslan back in? He got kicked off.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't see him.
He said he's trying to get in on his iPad.
So
Okay.
Ruslan.
I'm not sharing this. Oh, here we go. Admit. Everybody in now? Is Ruslan back?
I think so. It shows we have 11 participants.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, good.
Okay, there he is.
So we should have received a little bit more funding than we did the prior year, but not what we received in the year before. So fast forward to the reduction that happened a couple weeks ago. Now we lost that $470,000 that we were supposed to gain, and in addition to that, the $1.2 million. So last year at the end of the year, fiscal year 19.2, this year 18 million. So almost 1.7 million. So all other revenue, what we saw this year, we did have Medicaid reimbursement. We have loss of some interim payments because of school closing, our interest income. Our rates are going to be down as we start to use our cash reserves. Fiscal year 20 and 21, our student fee revenue will probably be down. But then in 21 and 22, we do see a bump. And if you recall, we will receive the Medicaid, the ProMedica donation of $250,000. Last year, that money was transferred out to in order to start the wellness center at Northview. And then it's just a reimbursement from what the general fund already transferred out. So 21, 22, and then it drops off again. But the bump is from that donation. We move on to expenditures. Our biggest expenditure is obviously salaries and benefits, supplies and materials, very small piece. And then the purchase services are actually starting to creep up. From 2019 to 2020, we see a lower expenditures, and it's because we had some reductions in operating costs with the closure of school. We saved in salaries and benefits and some supplies, but the supplies from this year would be offset for next year because a lot of the buildings purchase their supplies in the fall for the next year. So we're front loading some of those supplies, but I'll get into that when I get to the supplies. So salaries and wages, looks like a huge increase from 19 to 20. Remember, in 2019, in the summer, we transitioned from a 24 pay back to a 26. So timing of payments, we didn't get through all of our salaries. Not that we will get through, and we did get through them this year, but it was just a timing of payments, which led us to spend more in 2020 than 2019. So as we move forward to 21, without that, the pay raise factored in, and then moving forward, it also includes any additions to staff that we have factored in for next year, and then moving out historical trends. Employee benefits, we see it all over the place, or a dip and then back up. If you recall, from 18 to 19, calendar year 19 is when we saw that spousal carve out and the 4-tier plan, which allowed us to drop and save significantly in 19 and 20. And then as we move back up into 2021 and beyond, I have an 8% increase projected. Purchase services, I think our biggest piece from 19 to 20 is the tuition payments and overall tuition payments from special ed, and for those students that are served outside of the district. But then also we had Ed Choice vouchers. Ed Choice vouchers total $275,000. We're anticipating that we'll receive 30 Ed Choice vouchers next year and then the following year, and hopefully we can get off those buildings can get off Ed Choice. But also our John Peterson scholarship and our autism scholarships also went up. So it was a difference of over $400,000 from last year to this year. And then our nurse services, those are another big ticket item. We increased the number of nurses serving the buildings. But it's interesting because our utilities were down from last year to this year. So that kind of offset some of the costs that we experienced. Supplies and materials, we saw a decrease this year because of COVID, and then it'll be made up in 2021 as we have to offset what we didn't spend this year or what we didn't receive this year. But a real small percentage of our total budget. Also curriculum, we had curriculum purchases scheduled for 2020, and that will be pushed out to 2021. So if you take this, it's a simplified forecast. And really as a result of what we've been experiencing in the last 3 months, it's just interesting how quickly things can change. But in 2021, we start to see that we're spending, are outpacing our revenues. So we begin to deficit spend in 2021 and then moving out. By 2024 or probably November of 2022, we probably need to consider going back on the ballot. But in the meantime, I think there's a lot of time to make adjustments to our expenditures to be able to preserve our cash balance and delay going back on the ballot. And that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
So what are your suggestions for reducing expenses so we don't have to go back on the ballot so soon?
It's the typical things. I mean, we spend over 83% of our budget on salaries and benefits. So we have to look at right sizing our staff and aligning staff with enrollment. I mean, that's huge. But I think it's essentially right sizing, downsizing, and just looking at how we operate. We look at contracts, our operational contracts. That's another way. It's really a combination of a lot of things that we have to not just do once, but consistently evaluate every quarter, every year before we go into the next year. But the key is aligning staff with enrollment.
Any other questions? You need us to approve this tonight, Lisa?
Yes. I don't know if you want to. Oh, I'm back.
Thank you.
That was cute. Sneaking in.
Is my screen being shared?
Okay, so you need a motion?
Yes.
Okay, I'll move approval.
A second.
Any comments or questions other than, I'm sure you'll continue to keep us advised because I'm sure we're going to be hearing more from Columbus because they haven't given you any idea of when the next round is coming, right?
No, I mean, personally, I think they're looking for more economic data, and that should come out. I think it usually comes out by the 10th of June. It's available. Until they have that economic data, I don't know that they're going to be able to, they'll announce anymore because they need to evaluate it.
And did your property tax analysis consider both people not paying their taxes timely as well as people challenging their property valuations?
The delinquencies, yes, but the challenging property, no, not yet.
Okay.
I don't have enough information in order, to be able to make those kinds of assumptions. And that would strictly be a guess if I did it at this point. I will have something calculated in the next forecast.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I just know the real estate market is still fast and furious. I don't know what that means ultimately in collections, but certainly given the economic strain on people with jobs and such, that would be an opportunity to reduce their tax obligation. So,
and so far the home sales have held, but I think you and I talked, and the commercial property is what will be what to look for.
okay.
Fall.
Fair enough. Any comments or questions before we call the roll?
And then share.
You'll call the roll, please.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Vicki Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Bruce Lanslutsky,
Yes.
Greg Feller.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. We'll turn with you, Jane. You're on mute.
I apologize. All sorts of technical issues this evening. Didn't mean to add to them. I feel like one of those students on the stage at graduation today whose tassel fell off.
Yep.
Item number 4.1, I'm seeking approval. It's a letter of agreement for a sick leave bank with one of our OPSI members.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Comments or questions? If you'll call the roll, please, Lisa.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Thank you. Seeking approval on item 4.2, and these are the changes to the junior high and high school handbooks for the 2020-2021 school year.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
We're hoping we actually get to distribute those in person, right?
I was like, us? I don't want to do it.
Well, not personally, I mean literally, yes. If you'll call the roll, please.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Thank you. Item 4.3, these are the two curriculum adoptions that we have for the next academic year. One is for our world language department and the other is our district elementary math committee.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Any comments or questions? If you'll call the roll, please.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 4.4, I'm requesting approval for another memorandum of understanding with the teachers union regarding a building reassignment at one of our elementary schools.
I'll move approval.
I'll second. Any comments or questions? Call the roll, please.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Thank you. And the final item, item 4.5, is another memorandum of understanding where the spring supplementals were reduced by some of the coaches for not fulfilling the entire season. So we're looking for approval on that one.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions?
wait a minute.
If you'll call the roll, please.
Sorry, can we go over the motions again for spring supplementals?
I think it was
Julie
Julie and Greg, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now we're with you, Keith.
Thank you. I'd like the board to consider tonight items 5.2 through 5.5 as a consent agenda. These items are on the license side for contract recommendations, resignations, unpaid leave of absence, substitute resignation are those items.
I'll move approval on a consent agenda basis, items 5.2 through 5.5. Sorry.
You're good. I'll second.
Any comments or questions for Keith? If you'll call the roll, please.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Thank you. I'd also like to the board to consider tonight item 6.1, which is a classified retirement.
I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Any comments or questions? If you'll call the roll, please.
Shannon Sapersky,
Yes.
Greg Feller,
Yes.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman,
Yes.
Ruslan Slutsky,
Yes.
Okay,
you.
thank you. We are on to board committee reports and announcements, which I'm guessing probably none, but anybody have anything?
No.
Is there an update on the task force for next year?
Ruslan,
I'm sorry.
do you have an update on the task force for next year? Anything?
Oh, for the calendar for coming back to school.
Yeah.
So the survey was sent out, and I think parents are in the process of hopefully responding to it. And we have another meeting scheduled for June 5th. So that's kind of where we're at.
Okay.
How many? Oh, good, good. I didn't see it, I don't think, unless it was sent to us and I missed it.
I think I just got it as a parent probably, so.
Yeah, and we don't have kids in school, Vic. We wouldn't get it.
Yeah. We got
The board.
the survey last week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the survey came out, I think on Friday. Yeah, I think it came out and then
Are you anticipating having the results back when you meet on the 5th?
that I'm
Tim-
not sure. That's something maybe Tim can address.
Keith
I'm
and
not sure how
Jane are
quickly.
nodding their heads yes, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna say yes. I see a lot of head nodding.
Tim, do they have a turn-in date by?
Yeah, I think the turn-in date is this Friday. Yeah, that we definitely, that's one of our main objectives, although the agenda is not out, but we want as a task force, the 22 folks on that team, we want to break down that data, see what feedback we receive from our community, and not just our community, but our parents. And then hopefully have any additional guidance from health departments, ODE, things of that nature, and start diving into some plans moving forward.
Is it really being left to the locals to make the determination of what school looks like? That's what I at least seem to be told and what I've seen.
That's what we've heard. Yes, I would say a large portion of that would be that. Correct.
If I could interject too, I think what's going to happen, at least for what I'm hearing, the circles I'm listening to, the health and safety is going to come as a requirement from the ODH and ODE, and then a lot of the rest will be left to the locals. But I guess it's going to depend on what those health requirements are going to be, especially when it comes to transportation and, the 6 feet apart in a classroom. So stay tuned.
Yeah, who's got the extra 6 feet in a classroom? No school district I know, so that's interesting. Okay, anything else for the good of the order? Otherwise, are there any requests for public participation for non-agenda items?
there is none.
Okay, well then I will move that we adjourn into executive session for,
The employment of a public employee.
Second,
if you'll call the roll, please.
Vicky Donovan Lyle,
Yes.
Julie Hoffman,
yes.
Shannon Sapersky,
You're muted,
You're
Shannon.
muted, Shannon.
Yes, sorry.
Ruslan Slutsky,
yes.
Greg Feller.
Yes.
And there will be no action taken upon our adjournment from that. So see everybody in executive session.
All right.